So Kathy and Bethany and I have been working together to do these trainings on Monday. So like I said just a second ago, we are going to do some talking and training, take a break and actually do some work about what we've been talking about, and then do a little bit more talking and do a little bit more work. Kathy and Bethany, if at any time I sound like I'm not making any sense, please take over for me because my brain is so fried. I've been up this morning with halibut fishing and the kids and all of that. Okay, so let me pull out my PDF off to my right here if it will load. And my kids are in the camper in the background, so my apologies there. It wants to load, but then it's not loading. There it is. Okay. So we're going to do a little bit of a repeat that we did on Wednesday to make sure that everybody gets caught up on what we're talking about. I shared this PDF inside the July IPA accountability chat. This is what we're going to first dive into. It is who to focus on. Oftentimes, if you've been in network marketing for a long time, like I have, you have heard about the list. Make your list of 50 or 100. And basically you're being told, make your list of everybody breathing, everybody in your friends list, everybody in your family, make a list of everyone. We want to get away from that because we really want you to have a network of people who are ready to listen to you and who will continue to grow. So what we're wanting to do is to figure out who you are called to serve. Who do you personally feel called to serve? So let's focus on this. So get the idea that everyone needs Plexus out of your head. Does everyone need Plexus? Absolutely. We believe that, right? We believe these products are for everybody. But can you resonate? Can you personally reach everyone? Nope, it's not possible at all. But there is a demographic of people that is waiting. They're literally waiting for you to share with them. So let's find them. Let's focus in on that group so that you can continue to build this network of people that want to hear from you, that are ready to hear from you. And that's what we call a hot prospect, somebody who's ready to hear. You resonate with them. They're listening to you. They're looking at your content. So let's dive in a little bit. And we can start with some questions. But before I do that, Kathy and Bethany, do you guys have anything to add to this concept?
No, that sounds really good, Iris.
Okay. Okay. So yeah, we are looking at who we're serving. So how do we find these people? If this feels overwhelming to you, if this feels like, I really want to encourage you. I have been doing this for about 2 months now. I've just been telling myself, I don't do overwhelm. I don't do overwhelm. And it seems like such a simple thing, but it's this concept of, oh, wait a second. I don't do overwhelm. Everything's figure outable. I'm going to take a deep breath because I don't do overwhelm. And now I'm going to figure it out. So it's this little step of telling myself, oh, I don't do that. I don't do overwhelm. So don't do overwhelm. Everything is figure outable. Let's start with some questions. Who do you feel called to serve at this stage in your life? Like, seriously, think about this. Who's on your heart? Who pops up in your mind? Who do you feel called to serve? Like if you're at church or a get together or something and somebody comes up and starts asking you some questions, who is that person that's coming to ask you advice or input? Or who do you think about when you're like, man, I really want to reach out to fill in the blank. Man, my heart is heavy for those people who fill in the blank. So for me, it's moms with littles at home. And when I say littles, I mean 5 and under. They're homeschooling, they're stay-at-home moms. I also have a heart for military moms because I'm a military brat. So I was born and raised throughout the whole military life. And then I actually didn't marry a military guy. He joined the military 6 months after. So, but because I said I'd never marry a military man. Anyway, so I've done the whole military life thing. And I have a heart for those moms. They travel all the time. They're desperate for friendship. They can make friends super, super quick because they know they have like 3 years at each station. So they're desperate to make friends quickly. And my heart just goes out to them. And so I have a heart for military moms. How old are they? This might seem funny to you, but really getting into this narrowing down of who you're focusing on really helps when you start thinking, what should I post? So instead of thinking about your aunt or your second cousin or your uncle or whoever else you know is on your friends list or watching you, you're not thinking about them anymore. They're like, nope, they're not even there. You're thinking about this demographic that needs to hear from you, that you have a heart to serve. So now your posts are pivoting to who you're serving. So now you're thinking, okay, how old are they? Who am I really called to serve? Sorry, that's a child screaming in the background. So that's another question to really answer. Hold on just a second. Sorry, hold on just a second. Let me grab that child.
So yes, along with this subject, it's something Iris and I have talked about a lot. So for myself, it's young stay-at-home moms who are struggling on a single income, like doing all the things and working really hard to try and make it all work, but it's just hard on a single income, especially with inflation and things like that. So that kind of gives you an idea of what Iris is talking about. For me, that's who I just really feel for them, because it was a really it was a pain point in my life before Plexus, right? And before we grew. So yeah, think about it in that way. Like, who do you really relate to? And like, man, you just really want to help that person out of that difficult spot. And sometimes it's maybe not even so much an age as it is like a stage of life they're in. Because for me, I was 21 years old, 22, 23, 24, 25 years old when I had little kids, but I'm discovering most other families, it's actually like, they're like 30 and they have young kids. So that's why I say maybe not always exactly a certain age, but maybe a stage of life. So these are just some different ideas of what to ask yourself, to find out who do you really have a heart to serve? And it can be so hard to do that. I have struggled with this so much when you go to make a post and you want to be vulnerable about these painful areas that you've dealt with, but you have these other people that you know are going to see your posts. And that has been, I mean, Iris will tell you, I have struggled with that majorly. Like, I want to help these people, but I don't want to expose my vulnerability and these painful areas of my life because of these other people over here who are not part of my my niche, my person that I'm trying to serve. They're not part of that, but I know they're going to see my stuff. And so that's why it's so important to know who you're serving, because otherwise you'll always have certain people in your mind where you're like, ugh, you know, they're going to see your posts. And so you always kind of have that in the back of your mind when you go to write, and it changes the tone of your post. It changes the way you write and so on. So that when you have this person in your mind, you know, for me, it's like some really good friends of ours who are really successful. I'm like, oh, they're going to think I look so dumb, you know, whatever. And when you have them in your mind, you can't be as authentic and as transparent and really speak to the needs and the pain points of the person that the Lord has put on your heart to really serve. Does that make sense? Yes, you can soon become guarded rather than vulnerable. Exactly. Yep, precisely. So yes, Iris is back. I will mute myself because it's loud here.
I love that, Bethany. Thank you so much for sharing that hard, vulnerable idea and struggle that you had, because absolutely. So you've got to really, when you like, psych yourself up a little bit when you go to post. Think about, like, visualize that mom that is struggling. Little's at home. She has no motivation. She's completely you know, just on the border of going into some depression. Maybe she's already there. You're serving her. You're speaking to her. And everybody else, honestly, they're probably not thinking about your post. If you want to be painfully honest, those people are probably not even, and if they're literally allowing you to live rent free in their head, that is totally on them. Okay. So not on you. You are serving the people you're called to serve. Okay. So let's just dive into a couple more of these questions. What are their frustrations that they are wanting to be solved? Think about this. Sometimes that might seem funny, but what are their frustrations? And the next question there is, what do they want? So what are their frustrations? This is really going to help you post. Like if you literally sit down and go, okay, my people that I want to serve, here's their age range, here's who they are. What are they struggling with? Okay, so if I'm talking about military moms, they're often parenting alone. Their spouse is very busy. They have no energy. They have no motivation. They're not sleeping at night. Okay, what are their frustrations? Their frustration is they can't engage as a mom. They feel like they're letting their kids down. They've got mom guilt like crazy. What do they really want? They want their life back. They want to know that this isn't motherhood. That this is what my struggle was after having 3 kids. I thought, this is my life. Like I literally was sitting there on my back porch swing going, this is it. This is motherhood until my children are 18. I guess I will get to work on myself when my children are out of the house. And it was so daunting and so depressing that I went into a depression. That's who that's who I'm talking to. Okay. So think about your demographic, go that deep. What do they want? They want to be their children's mother again, not just this zombie that walks through the house. So think about those things and write those things down, because that is what Genevieve was talking about at convention when she's like, don't let yes for success, don't let the limitations of what we can say, man, I can't say depression, I can't say this heals gut health, I can't say all these words. No. Think about this as what you can say, because Genevieve's wanting to pivot you to talk about emotions, because like it or not, it's not manipulation or anything. It's simply fact. People buy off emotion. So you've got to talk to them where their emotions are. They are sad. They don't want to be a zombie mom. So there's a post right there. Are you struggling with being a zombie mom? Let me introduce you to my mom drink. My mom drink helps zombie moms. All of that is totally compliant. So that's why I want you to think about what do they want and start writing down those words you're thinking about, because those are going to help you with posting. Why is this important to them? Because they don't want to live their whole life not serving their kids and not being able to be a mom. What kind of problems do our products solve that they have? So energy, motivation, sleeping better. What are their frustrations and setbacks with their problems? What have they tried before to solve the problem? This is great to be, have you ever tried those high energy drinks? I've even saw this great post. It has stuck into my head. It was, did you know that body wash is coming out with caffeine infused body wash so that you can start your day showering with caffeine on your skin to get it absorbed, because that's the type of mentality we have. Let's get energy drinks, coffee, caffeine in my body wash so that we can get going. So ask, are you so desperate for energy that you are buying the body wash that has caffeine in it? Stop. This is not healthy for you. Let me introduce you to something that's nurturing your body as well as giving you that energy. So those type of digging deeps, what have they tried before? What is a mom who's struggling with littles, who's totally exhausted? What has she tried before? What's out there right now? And you can reference it to catch their attention. And sorry, hold on. I know my internet is unstable. Okay. Can you guys see me?
It's frozen.
Okay.
Are you guys seeing that as well?
You are frozen as
Oh,
well. Can you guys? Okay. Can you see me? All right, good.
Yep.
So it is almost 5:20. So we've taken 20 minutes to kind of dive into this. Let's go ahead and start to answer some of these questions. No, you can have some in just a minute. Let's go ahead and like literally, I want to take some time, answer some of these hard questions, dig in here, because this is going to help you create content for the week. So dig in a little bit. What are the problems that they've faced? Who are you talking to? Write those people down. And if some people come to mind where you're like, oh, this lady, this is who I think of when I think about who I want to serve, write her down and then write out why you want to serve her. And that one person will help you find who you're serving. So let's take some time to do that. And I'm just going to mute myself and we'll come back here in about 10 minutes. Okay, I would love if somebody would want to share what you've discovered. Who would want to share? Like, can you answer some of those questions? Do you have a idea?
I can. Okay.
Wonderful. Bye, Shara. Okay. Go ahead.
Are you waiting on me?
Yes, go ahead.
Okay. One of the things that I was thinking about, and I actually started thinking about this maybe a week or two ago, is the 40 to 60-year-olds, just a little bit older than what some of you are. And they are babysitting or maybe raising their grandchildren. And they thought it was going to be different than this. They probably don't have the energy to keep up with them. And they maybe don't have the finances or the resources that they thought they were going to have to travel, to not have to work so many hours. They're starting to struggle with things like arthritis and high blood pressure and diabetes and things like that. The premenopausal, menopausal women, all of the hormones, maybe they've lived with a lot of stress and their adrenals are completely shot because they're another 10, 15 years older than what some of you are, living off of that cortisol adrenaline rush. So.
Oh, I love it. Absolutely. And this is a beautiful example of a demographic I could not speak to, but you can. And they could.
And I'm not a mom. Like, I never married. I don't have children of my own. And so I sometimes struggle with your demographic. I'm like, I don't know what to say here, but
Right.
this has been helpful for me.
Good, good. Yay. I'm so glad.
And sorry about the beach in the background. I'm not meaning to make anybody jealous. I did it for a work meeting one time just to be silly, and I don't know how to get it off.
Oh, no. That's hilarious. No, this is great. Okay. So let's keep diving into this. And what I would love for everyone to come away with, who's either watching the recording or on here live, is to come away with your posts for the week. Like, okay, we've dove in a little bit. We've answered these questions. All right, Michelle, we'll see you later. We've answered these questions, and let's build our post for the week. Like, this is the whole point of getting our work and worship in. Mondays, we want to plan our post for the week. So let's do that. Let's think about our demographic. Let's think about some of these problems that they're facing. Go grab some graphics. Go grab some things that you can use. Really quick, I want to show you guys. I think in sticky notes, unfortunately, much to my husband's demise, he cannot stand the fact that I have sticky notes everywhere. So I've started pushing myself to use technology, and not just because I don't always have a notebook on me. I don't always have sticky notes on me. I don't always have a pen on me, but I always have my phone. I'm sorry if my internet is gone unstable again. I always have my phone. So I found this app called Agenda. I don't know if you guys can see it, but it basically looks like the tip of a pencil, and it's Agenda. And I don't know what it is, but if you're like me and you like paper and sticky notes, this has helped me so much, because for some reason it flows with my brain, and I can have all these different categories, and I have projects underneath the categories, and I'm starting to plan my posts in here. So I can do posts for Saturday, Friday, Thursday, Wednesday. It's in reverse order, but you can put your picture in here too. So literally your entire post can be in one place. So this is like the magic goal, right? Where we can pick up our phone, because we did all the planning on Monday. I don't have to go to my pictures and then to my notes and copy and paste and upload it here and do that. It's all in one place. And I literally, okay, I have 30 minutes to get this IPA done. I've already planned out my posts. Here they are. They're all in my agenda, copy, paste, post, and it's right there. So if you want to check out Agenda, but if it's one more thing that is, going to be on your phone that you don't want to use, don't. But I wanted to share that really quick before I forgot. But just have your picture ready, your wording ready, and let's plan some posts. Let's plan. You could do a post late tonight if you wanted to, but at least get Tuesday through Saturday planned out. So let's spend the next like 25 minutes planning our posts for the week using what we've talked about with who is our customer that we want to serve, the people that we want to serve in our life.
And when you say planning, you're talking about
100%.
writing them out.
Yes, write them out. See if you can get like 4 to 5, 3 at the very least, but let's plan at least 3 posts for the week. But if you can get 5, let's do it. So plan it out and write it out, get that picture in there and have it ready to go.
You can translate, I don't understand. I don't understand.
Side note, super quick, the Agenda app is totally free. So that's the other reason I really like it. Okay, confession. I got really involved in my first post, so I only got 3 done. I was like, I've got to shorten my last 2 a little bit. But I got 3 done. And when I get off here, I'm going to continue. I'm going to make myself finish and do 5. I encourage you guys to do the same thing. Put a picture in there, put the wording in there, get your week planned. You're going to feel so much better if you stay up just a little bit and get that week of posting planned. Now, this is just posting. We haven't done stories. And one thing Bethany brought up, and maybe Bethany can talk about this just a little bit, but Bethany reminded me that stories are best when it comes to the algorithm. Stories are best sprinkled throughout your day. And that was actually a relief to me because I always have felt like I have to have a story for my stories. So I'm like posting this little story with these 5 or 6 or 7 little things. Bethany, can you just touch on that really quick?
Sure. So yeah, the Instagram expert that I learned from, she talked about it, that for the algorithm, the best thing is just to post 3 or 4 times throughout the day and only post, maybe 2 slides at a time, roughly, instead of keeping it all and then posting all at once, 10 slides all at once later on in the day. She said that's going to hurt your algorithms and your views and all of those things. Another really helpful tip that she has given that I think I've noticed has really helped a lot is your very first story post of the week, put a poll on it, put something on it that will get interaction from other people. Ask them sort of a general question for people to answer. And when you do that at the beginning of the week, it helps boost your story algorithms for the whole week.
Thank you so much, Bethany. That was really freeing for me when I'm like, 2 squares at a time throughout the day. I can do 2 squares 3 different times throughout the day instead of feeling like I have to have this whole story. So it was very freeing for me when I remembered that, when Bethany reminded me. I was like, oh yeah, and then have a poll at the beginning. So there's your strategy, guys. There it is. It's Monday. We are planning our posts and we have now built story strategy. Boom. I hope you feel like just some freedom in the fact that, okay, I know what I'm posting. At least I know what I'm posting about. I have my story strategy. Go pick out about 15 different little pictures that you're going to do in stories throughout the week and do 2 here, 3 there, 2 here, done. Okay.
And I just got to say, like, Iris, I know you're like, oh, I only got 3 done, but apparently this is where I get hung up because I'm still working on my first one. Anybody else? Kathy says she got 2 done. I'm like, this is where I get hung up and spend way too much time as I try to make them too perfect. I don't know, but yeah.
Yes.
I'm still working on the first one.
Like my first one, I kind of got all, and just to kind of tell you what I did, I kind of got all into it and everything and was really writing a story. And then I was like, okay, personal posts, I'm talking to moms of many. I'm going to make this one shorter. So I just talked about the blessing of siblings. And then the next one, I was just like we went fishing and I asked people to share childhood memories of their summer. So it's a short little paragraph and asking for a call to action to have them comment below. So remember, you can do those little posts, like have 1 or 2 bigger posts throughout the week, but remember you can do those little ones. And just to add some value, just to kind of, hopefully this helps. I'm going to share just a couple of, post ideas from can't remember her name, Kristen Voss, and hopefully this kind of helps you. She says, for a value post, share a story of something you have recently overcome in the last 1 to 3 years. I think that's pretty easy for all of us. We've all overcome something in 2020. So just think about something you have overcome in the past 1 to 3 years. Maybe it's mindset, maybe it's some weight loss, maybe it's a different eating habit. One thing that, just to give you an example, one thing I've overcome in the last 4 years is I cut sugar completely out of my hot tea. I'm a hot tea fanatic. I drink hot tea every day. And I knew that was my last big hang up when it came to food and sugar. So I overcame that. And then I've shared with people what I use instead of sugar. Another one, the worst piece of advice I ever got when it came to just fill in the blank. What is the worst piece of advice you ever got? People love stuff like that. They love to laugh at it. They also love to share it. So ask people to be like, what's the worst piece of advice you have ever received? That's a post, guys. That's an interactive post. Put a funny picture of you up there and post that. And then one of the last ones, the last one I will share, and we'll wrap this up. If I could write a letter to myself in 2020, I would say, and then you write the letter to yourself in 2020. So people love that too. All of us kind of have a connection with 2020. So write a letter to yourself. It doesn't have to be big. You could make it funny. You could make it serious, like however you feel you need to go, but write that down. And I will share this in the July IPA so you guys can look at those prompts and hopefully that will help you. But I encourage you, we've got 1 minute left and I don't want to take the rest of your evening, but just go finish those posts, write some more so you're done. You've got your story strategy. I hope you guys have an amazingly blessed week and thank you for your patience with all the craziness we got going on.
Thank you, Iris. That was wonderful.
Yes, you're welcome. All right. I will talk to you later. Have an awesome night.
All right.